on live. It's fine. Don't worry about it. Okay, let's put Namae up here.
Yay!
Yay!
Buddy.
Now we're breaking up all the black hairs. It's perfect.
Okay.
So we are live everywhere. I have green check marks across the box. That's the cool thing too now. StreamYard gives me a green check mark if I'm connected. So I don't
that's good.
Yay! Technology.
Oh, thank you, StreamYard. All right. Hello, everybody. Welcome to CosTalk Live. We'll give you all a second to gather your thoughts as it is Sunday and we're all doing the same thing.
I'm so lazy on Sundays, guys.
Oh, I just spent, I thought I was getting better at my eye makeup and I messed up my wing 6 times. So it took me 45 minutes to do wing.
So I did, and then I messed up, and I was like, it's all right.
Yeah, I was like, well, I'm embracing this weird wing today. It's fine.
I thought I was doing too much makeup, but now I'm looking in the camera and I'm like, you can barely see it.
You know what? I know I like this pink heart on my cheek is so bright in the mirror, but on camera it looks like.
Oh, I see it. Oh, it's cute.
Yeah, I see it. And
I'm just like, why is this? Whoa, bad light. What were you doing? My light's like, no light for you anymore. Goodbye. Okay, so we will go ahead and get started. Let's see here. I don't even know where my light setting was. There it is. I was on the wrong one. All right, everybody. Welcome to CosTalk Live. It's Sunday. Today we are talking about contacts. And oh my gosh, Jinx. Oh my gosh. I'm sorry, that was amazing. Okay,
sorry.
You know what? We all should do that. Everybody lean in and be like, hi.
Contacts.
Okay. You're not wearing contacts. It's totally fine. You don't have to be weird like us. And don't mind me. My skirt's going to keep flipping up because this thing's so big it barely fits in my chair.
You look super cute, though.
Okay. So we have with us, for me, she's up here. This is Namae Cosplay. And that is our guest today. Namae, why don't you go ahead and introduce yourself?
Hi guys, I'm Namae's Cosplays. I am so sorry for the lighting. My house hates me right now. I'm a New Mexico-based cosplayer. I've been cosplaying since about the end of 2013. I also co-founded a volunteer group with Belle Dandy, or Goddess Belle Dandy Cosplay, and we do a lot of volunteer work. We work with a lot of children and stuff. Well, not right now with COVID, but yeah, I'm also a convention panelist. I do a lot of Artist Alley, and I just love cosplaying.
Well, thank you for joining us today. We totally appreciate it. It's awesome.
Thank you guys for having me.
Say who you're cosplaying.
Yes, who are you cosplaying?
I am cosplaying Ashura from Tsubasa Reservoir Chronicle. Unfortunately, I was just rushing all this, so I didn't get the ears on and all her accessories, but it's something for next year to keep working on.
It looks great.
Oh, thank you.
All right, Kii-chan, it's your turn.
Hi everyone, I am Kii-chan Cosplay. I'm the Pacific Northwest cosplayer. I do a little bit of everything. I love doing big builds, and I've done competitions, and I've judged and skits, and my favorite thing to do is panels or working in the workshop with other cosplayers. I'm really excited today because this is my first time doing Deku, and I actually have a funny story why I'm doing Villain Deku, and it has to do with contacts, so I'll tell that story later, but like, gotta be Villain Deku today.
All right, let's go ahead and go with you, Jinx, because I am looking up some stuff real fast for our stuff.
Yeah. Hi, guys. I'm JinxCosplay. My name is Jessica. I'm sorry I'm not in cosplay today. It's very, very lazy. But I've been cosplaying since 2001. I do a lot of video game cosplays, and I wear glasses on the regular, so contacts are something that I've been wearing since I was like 20, which is like 15 years ago, 16 years ago. Anyway.
You're like, you were partying it up before contacts were popular.
Yeah. I'd wear them before you actually wanted to wear them. I had to wear them. So, hi guys, welcome. Thank you for coming to the stream again. As always, we love all of our regular viewers, and of course, please share this with your friends if you want to help us out. Sakura Elric says, hello. Oh, is Namae's cosplaying from Modao Shuzi? Is that correct? Tsubasa Best.
Yeah, it's Tsubasa, but was like, wow, this looks really similar when I was putting on the wig, but no.
Okay. And then
so you have to, what you guys all need to know is Namae is obsessed with clamp, like me
Yes.
too. So I would say at least 3/4 of the costumes I've seen you wear have come from some kind of clamp.
yeah. And
I
Jessica,
have to do a clamp one for this, so sorry. Just they're my babies. I love them so much.
You got it.
no, they're awesome. They're awesome. Jessica Wisner says Deku looks great.
Thank you.
Yeah.
All right,
Wait,
and
Sam, it's you.
I am Sam from ThermoCosplay. If you don't know me by now, I'm sorry, I'm crazy. That's fine. And I have been cosplaying since 2014. I am currently dressed as Draculara from Monster High. And then I just saw some of her new costumes, and now I'm like, crap, now I have to do another one. So at least it's the same wig. I just have to style it differently, and that's fine. But I put all these little pink wefts in myself, and I'm
Nice. Sam,
was fun.
Sam, there are like 8 billion outfits for, you know, she's a doll.
I didn't know that.
There's like a trillion.
Yeah, it's a lot.
You know what I think would be really cute for you is Snow White, because you did Snow White and you did Dracula, so you should do Snow White. And I could do Threaderella. I'm like looking up because my dolls are up there. So yeah.
So thank you everybody for joining us. And if you are watching the stream right now and you're in contacts, like raise your hand or be like, hey,
Shout out.
I'm hearing an echo. Does anybody hear echo? Is that just me?
Yeah.
Where is
I
it?
did me myself, but I don't think it's me.
It's okay.
If it's me, I can go get that.
Hello, I'm testing my audio. Yeah, I'm thinking just, there we go. I've got the echo cancellation on. So here's hoping that works. Okay, so contacts. The number one thing that everyone does wrong with contacts is they assume they can just go get them without a prescription. And I'm going to tell you, we're going to tell you happy stories and horror stories, but let's just say from a horror story perspective, getting a pair of contacts without knowing a diameter of your eye and like your iris and your pupil means that you're going to run into problems, even if like you don't have a prescription, even if for some reason the base curve is correct. The diameter is very important too, because when you put it on, you could be blocking your pupil and you'll see nothing. So you have to know your diameter, your base curve, and your prescription. Usually most people don't require a prescription, or it's so low that the contact's not going to make that much of a difference. Mm-hmm. But knowing your base curve and diameter is incredibly important, and that's why everybody says, please get a prescription. And honestly, if you go to a contact company and they don't ask you for your prescription, you need to second guess them because they might be pretty shady. Any contact company that sells them, by law, like this is international and this is federal law. Like this is like U.S. and global. You're supposed to have a prescription.
Mm-hmm. I have a list of like the websites that I trust and know, and we'll share that later. I actually just had the struggle. I learned that my prescription sheet is out of date, so I need to go get a new one because I was politely informed by Pinky Paradise that they can't sell me contacts until that's updated. So it's very important. I also, some people just can't have contacts, and that is 100% okay. Some people have, is it a stigma in their eye, and it makes it where you can't have a contact, like
astigmatism.
Yeah, astigmatism, and like it's okay. Like contacts are just one part of the many huge picture. You can also do editing on photos, or just don't even worry about it.
Or you can wear colored like lenses. I think people just wear like sunglasses that have the color kind of
right, like I didn't wear contacts until like last year was like the first time I finally like delved into this world. So it's you don't have to wear them to be considered a cosplayer.
Yeah.
Don't push yourself.
While I'm gonna pull some things up, but let's go ahead and Namae, what is your favorite pair of contacts you ever worn, and where were they from? Like what character were they from?
That was very hard because I have a lot of favorite contacts. Probably right now would be the blue ones for my Malim and Sora cosplay, which I got from Unicuso, which is now my favorite like place to get contacts, like online at least. They feel really light and comfortable, and like if I'm wearing them for an extended hour, they don't bother me as much as some of my other contacts. So I'm really enjoying
the one you're talking about. I'm gonna pull this up. I hope this is the right I did not hear the characters well, so we're gonna see if this is the right one.
The Sakura says you can wear contacts with astigmatism. Yeah, I meant to say that. I actually have astigmatism. It's just that colored contacts are so more expensive, so I have to like round mine.
I mean, I'm wearing them for that one as well. So that one is Mina from Chronos Ruler. I do a lot of obscure cosplays. So yeah.
And yes, we have a cluster. We will send links later, so don't worry about that. Okay, go ahead. I apologize. Namae, go ahead.
No, you're fine. No, but yeah, I did wear those contacts for Mina as well.
They're so pretty.
Yeah, I love them. They are very light blue. They're like the ocean.
And you said it was from JinxCosplay?
From Reincarnated as a Slime. It's another pink-haired character.
Oh, I mean the contacts. Were they from JinxCosplay?
Yeah.
Yes. Sorry.
Yeah, that's one of those websites that I really love, and I'm actually gonna name drop one of my dear friends. Jason Scythe is a fantastic cosplayer. He's really well known for his like Borderland and his foam builds, but he was ever so kind and he wanted to reach out to us, and he uses JinxCosplay all the time. It's his favorite company, and if you use his code, you can get 10% off, which is JSYTHE10. And so if you use,
I'm typing it now. He said JSY.
Yeah, JSYTHE10. Yeah, Jason Scythe. He's awesome, and he wanted to give our fans a little something because he loves contacts. He uses them all the time. If you want to check him out on Facebook or Instagram, but type that in, and you'll also get a 10% discount code by using this website. So,
all right, I'm just putting it everywhere.
Perfect.
I can't seem to comment it through StreamYard. Is that because I'm not logged in, Sam? Probably, huh?
Probably.
You should be able to comment. Is it not? Let me see.
Mm-mm.
It doesn't let me comment either.
Must be because we're not logged in. Yeah, it's okay. We'll worry. I did it manually.
Okay.
Yeah, cool. All right, yeah. And I'll look at settings next time so you can comment. So I like JinxCosplay too. I have a really high prescription in both eyes, and I do have astigmatism in my right eye. Yeah. And left eye, my left eye is a lazy eye. And if my camera were closer, I'd show you my trick, but it might scare most of you, so I'm not going to. Let's just say that this eye rolls because it can't focus when I look up, and I can control it now.
You're so funny.
I'll avoid scaring all of you. It might happen on accident. I'm sorry. But yeah, no, JinxCosplay has some really, really nice colors, and they're ones though that I find most of theirs only last 3 to 6 months, which isn't bad. Like that's still good because the pricing's still really low. So like 3 to 6 months is like for like $20. Okay, like that's awesome. But they do have some yearlies, and there are a couple, like for them the stigmatism, they have it, but it's very limited.
And it's super expensive.
I would also like to say, for people who don't know contact jargon, contacts have a lifespan.
Yes.
And so I personally love Super Pinky. I'll just get to my side. I love Super Pinky. That's the red one I'm wearing right now, and the green one.
Paradise?
They're from Pinky Paradise,
okay.
yeah. But the brand name is Super Pinky. And I love them because they have a nice little fade to them, so they look kind of natural. They're not like super pop out. But I really love them, and I like them because most of them are 1 year. I only wear a contact a couple times a year, but it's nice not having to stress out having to buy them so often. So I tend to go a little more expensive and get the yearly ones, just so I have that peace of mind of I can use this all year long without worrying. So when you're buying contacts, make sure to double check their shelf life, because some of them can be a couple weeks, some of them can be a couple months, 6 months, and then you have the yearly ones, which are like what I'm wearing. Like these I actually get to throw away after this because I'm finally hitting my limit and I can tell they're kind of dry. So it's like, well, that's why I went to go order contacts, because the year's been up.
And I need to order some new ones too, but I actually have to go to my eye doctor first. It's been a while. So, sorry. I like those anime kind. I want to get some of those at some point. The ones that have like little.
The good thing with most sites let you filter by yearly, monthly, or 6 months. So you can click on it, and then it will only show you what is yearly.
And I have to say, like with Pinky Paradise, I've had really, really great customer service.
Yeah.
Like I know that they're a foreign company. I believe they're out of Korea, but they are so great at like getting in touch with you as quick as possible because I had no idea my prescription was out of date. And I got a very nice email from them saying, hey, we can't sell you contacts because we can't approve your prescription form. And they were really cool about it. We talked through it and we were able to make a deal. But like they're really great about it.
Well, they used to just sell without prescriptions, and then the USDA blocked them, I think, for a while. USDA,
a lot of countries blocked them until they
yeah.
The thing is they were actually still operating within approval because I have 2 different prescriptions per eye. So Pinky Paradise, even when they weren't accepting prescriptions or checking them, they always pinged me an alert. Are you sure? I'm like, yes, I'm positive. They're 2 different. Like the left eye is -6, the right eye is -5. No, -4.75. So there's a significant difference between both eyes, and they're like, "Are you positive?" I'm like, "Yes."
Good website. Good website.
So even before they were doing like the full prescription check, they're like, "I don't know, this girl's crazy."
Let's see. So I'll get a couple more comments. So Louise Brown says, "Love the Dracula outfit." Ellie Glasses, make sure you check with your eye doctor before wearing contacts, especially with astigmatism. So even so, people would be like, "Well, I don't need glasses. You still need to get an exam done by your doctor and they'll give you a 20/20. You know, you still need to get an exam done with your doctor. Anywhere you buy lenses in the US, they will require a doctor's prescription regardless.
And as somebody who has pretty much 20/20 vision, like go do it. Like even though my eyes are perfectly fine, it was the peace of mind of going to my doctor and getting the approval. I mean, they look at you kind of funny when they're like, hey, can I get contacts? Or can I get a sheet saying I can have contacts? They always look at you funny, but usually if you explain you're into costuming and stuff, they're like, oh yeah, sure, we'd love to help you out. So they're pretty cool about it. Just make sure you talk to your doctor.
Yeah. And then they're also there to help you put them in because they are not easy to put in for the first time. They are not, that's like an understatement. Yeah, it's an understatement that they are not easy to put in.
Unless you like touching your eye as a child.
Yeah, unless you're like, yeah, this. Yeah. Catherine says, yay, hey Catherine, we love to see you. That is our friend Craftily Ever Crafter. Check her out. She's another streamer. And Voodoo Parker says, I'm here. So it must be a friend, Namae. I think you're one of your friends. Yes. So yeah. Hi. Hello, thanks for tuning in, guys.
Okay, so we've got Jess. Do you want to talk about your favorite contact lenses?
So when I did Widowmaker, and this is what really sucked. When I did Widowmaker, I needed yellow contacts, and first of all, it's hard enough to find yellow contacts even in a prescription, let alone like astigmatism. I don't get astigmatism lenses. Don't listen to me because that's not very good. But I had to get without power. So I looked really cool, but I couldn't see anything. I was like, what's going on? So I actually carried my glasses around. So if I wanted to see something, I would like put it on and be like, oh, cool. Then I would put it away. So I actually had to order like 3 pairs of yellow contact lenses because this is my first experience with Unique, so is they lost them. I was really upset. Yeah, I was really upset. I got them eventually after the con, but they had put in my address really weird, and I was so mad, and I was like, never again. But I did give them another chance, and they are really great. So it was just a fluke. So then my sister had to buy me a pair from the convention, and then I also ordered another one. So I actually used those ones, and they were cool, but I used another pair later for my Evelyn cosplay, and they were actually really, really nice because they had like the depth. Like those ones with the that I wore for Widowmaker don't have depth. They're just one color. And the ones I wore for Evelyn have like different shades. So those are actually my favorite ones because those actually look like my actual, well, don't look like no one has yellow eyes, but they look a lot better.
They look more natural, right? So they blend in.
Mm-hmm. So the yellow ones for Evelyn, I think, are my favorite. But again, those are not prescriptions. I still was like, who's talking to me? Hey,
so, you're talking about like more natural lenses. Do any of you have problems with your eye color showing through? Like, you guys have problems? You do?
I do. I have really wide irises, and sometimes if I don't get the like super pinkies, I always get my diameter mixed up, and so like I tend to get them a little wider than I want them to be. And 99% of the time, it's not an issue. And in fact, it's nice because the first set of contacts I got a different set of red ones. I actually would see red a lot. It would always get into my vision. And so, because I had too small of a diameter. And now that I'm getting the bigger ones, I haven't had any of that issue. And you really can't tell unless you're like right up in my eyes if they're just a little wider than average.
What
And
about
you can
you,
always
Namae? Have you had any problems with that, where like you look at the color and it just doesn't?
Not really. Like a lot with my other one, like my ones that I got when I was like first starting out. But I was buying them from a store in the mall that was like those
little
import
kiosks.
places, which
Yeah.
is not smart. Don't do that. So those ones were a lot thinner, and maybe that was why. But other than that, my new ones, they've been really, really good. Especially have blue eyes, and the brown ones like perfect. So
Yeah, that's one thing. I have like really light green eyes, and the center of my eyes are not green. They're like this really weird hazel color. So depending on what I wear, it changes. So that's why, like, that's where for me diameter is important, because I know how large I have larger irises too. So I always get something with a much bigger diameter to like cover the whole thing.
Yeah, I have brown eyes, so I always have to go for the ones that are like fully pigmented. But as you can see, like these red ones pop out really, really well. So as long as I go with those, I mean, it's funny because not really any Western brands are very good with brown eyes. You know, when you go to your eye doctor and you see like the Fresh Look or the whatever, like they say they're good for brown eyes, but they never are. It's always obviously the Asian brands are so much better because most Asian people have brown eyes. So that's what I would suggest for people with brown eyes as well. Is they're amazing. Like these red ones are just like they pop. The yellow ones are so good too. Like so, I never really have any problems with them.
A lot of websites are really good now about showing like which contacts work good with dark eyes and which contacts work good with light eyes. So kind of I would say hit a couple different websites and like look through the reviews of the contacts and see what things stick out to you.
Yeah, absolutely. So a couple more comments. Sakura says, just FYI, astigmatism is the eye being more football shaped than circular for those who don't know. And that's why not all contacts fit those with astigmatism. Yeah, so my contact lenses, the ones I wear regularly have a little line on them so that I have to put them in a certain way. Regular contact lenses, you can just pop in. It doesn't matter if they move around. But if mine move around, like, so I've got to put them in a certain way. If they move around, my vision will start to get blurry. So that's why astigmatism lenses cost a lot more, especially in cosmetic lenses, because they're just specially made. And then I have 2 different prescriptions, which is even greater. So that makes it even more expensive. So just be aware of that, guys. Make sure you see your doctor, your eye doctor. Shane says, I'm terrified of contacts. I feel like it's gonna slide behind my eyeball. Like it's not for everybody. Please don't, feel like you have to wear contact lenses.
Right.
There's a lot of everyone can do it in Photoshop now if you want to. So yeah, don't feel pressured.
Yeah.
And actually, I used to be horrified of contacts. I decided like I started doing Holo from Spice and Wolf, who has very red eyes, and I have blue eyes. So like if you have brown eyes, you can almost get away with it. But like my blue eyes, I just wanted to try something a little extra. And so I'm gonna be honest. When I first started using contacts, I actually needed my partner's help getting them in because she wears glasses and wears contacts all the time. So she's a pro. She's been doing it her whole life. Me, who has never needed any of that, it's like, what do I do? But she helped me get them in the first handful of times, and it takes me. I literally set an hour of time aside before I do my makeup to put my contacts in because I know I'm going to struggle and I'm going to cry and I'm going to get angry. And the trick actually is learn what works for you. So I was trying to do it how you usually see doctors tell you how to do it, how to like open up your eyelid and then pop it in your eye, which is a pretty typical method and it works for most people. And my eye doesn't have a lot of suction to it. And so I would often just blink it right back out. And so I would get it on my eye and then I'd blink and it would pop out. And so hours of crying and frustration. Well, ironically, actually today I finally used the technique I learned recently from somebody else. And what they do is they lift the bottom lid and then they take the contact and place it into the bottom lid. And then into your eye. And that is the only way I can get a contact into my eye. So like do some research, look on TikTok or YouTube about other people using different techniques. Because literally hours of crying, I'm not lying, you can ask my partner, like hours of crying trying to get contacts in. And then today was my record. 15 minutes. I just pulled my eye down, popped it in, blinked, and it sat. And I was like,
wow.
I don't even look. I just go look.
Yeah, I don't look either. I do it like this.
You guys
One hand,
have always had contacts and like glasses.
I've been wearing contacts since like yeah, my like freshman year of high school. So
Right. I went into this with like absolutely no eye touching experience. And so it just took me forever. But like seriously, do some research, look up what techniques work for you and try different things out. Because that one, I almost cried because I was happy this morning. I set aside an hour of time to get ready and I was ready in 15 minutes. It was great.
what about you, Namae? How do you what's your technique? Because everybody's got their own.
Well, recently, my eyes are pretty sensitive, so if I do it straight from like the contact solution, it will sting my eyes like crazy. So I just put a little bit of water on it, and then I pull my eye down and pop them in. But when I was first starting out, I was completely scared. I had my friend who wears contacts come over. I was like, "Can you help me put these in my eyes?" I had no idea how to do this, and like it probably took more than an hour just to get one of them in. And yeah, it's a scary thing, but now I pop them in really easy and
and you have to be really careful because you only get one set of eyes. So, you know, I can get why people are very scared. My husband can't even watch me put him in. Like, if we're in the bathroom together and I start putting my contact lens in, he runs. He's like, no.
So I think we've got some questions about cleaning, and we've kind of talked about style, and we've kind of talked about like brands, and we'll go back through those before the end. I've got all the tabs pulled up. We can show you sites where they sell contacts that have been like really approved or have really good quality. But cleaning, I feel this is another thing where everyone does it differently because of your eye. Again, the sensitivity of your eye. So I prefer to use cleaning solution that is like I think it's Renew cleaning solution, and some of them have charcoal. So if you've worn it after a long day, you know makeup's in it. I put it in my little eye contact container. I put the solution in there. I sink the contacts in. I close them. I shake them up and get them clean. Then I pour it all out and then put new fresh solution in. So that way, if there's any makeup residue or anything lingering, it's not hanging out with my contacts.
Yeah, definitely. In your cases, do not reuse solution. So every time you take out your contact lenses, you know, rinse out your container. Never reuse solution. Like, oh my God, please don't. Always use fresh solution. And actually, the solution kind of makes a difference too. Because like in my 20s, when I was cheap, I would get like this whatever, like the Walmart brand, and then I was like, that sucks. And then I realized that
the cheaper the solution, the more it dries out. So like it's worth it to invest in the expensive solutions so that your contact lasts the whole year or 6 months it's supposed to. And that's another thing too. You should be changing out your water either weekly or
solution, not water, the solution. Let's not confuse the kids.
Yes, you should be changing out the solution weekly or bi-weekly. It really some contacts, like the dye on my contacts, can only have new solution every 28 days. If it has other, it will cause the dye to leak off. So also pay attention to the brand, because some of them will come with instructions on like, this is how often you should be putting them in new solution, unless you're wearing them. Like every time you wear them, obviously new solution. But if you're not wearing it for like a month, then see how long it is or how often you can change the solution based on the brand.
Right.
And then Sakura has a comment, says water damages your contact lenses. So actually use eye drops, she says. Eye drops are much better. So maybe try that next time. So yeah, definitely any kind of like, I use I can't remember what brand I use, but anyway, the more expensive the solution, you're like, oh my God, this is really expensive. But remember, it's something that you're putting in your body. So definitely you want to spend money on that. So
yeah.
So,
I actually have a cleaner. I bought this little thing at Walmart, super cheap, and it's just this like little tube that has a cage in it, and I can put my contacts in it, and then I put it in the tube, and then I use one of the contact hydrogen solution. I believe it's the Renew brand, and I put it in there. That's actually what I did with my green one, because I haven't worn it in so long that I was like, I'm just gonna clean it because it's been ages. So I put it in the tube, and I just left it for overnight, and then this morning I pulled it out and I used some of the eye drop solution I would use to water my eyes to clean it really good. Just because my eyes are sensitive, and so I'm like, okay, I'm just going to use my my teardroppers to hydrate them, and I just popped them right in. It's really nice. You definitely want to look into cleaner solutions, especially for contacts. A saline solution usually works best for them sitting for long periods of time. So definitely get I have like 3. I have my cleaner solution, I have a saline solution that my contacts sit in for long periods of time, and then I have my eye drops that I use to rehydrate my eyes. So it's a little expensive because you end up with all the things, but my eyes are doing great, and I want to keep them that way.
Yeah.
Another thing that a lot of people, and this is myself included, and my partner, and everybody who wears contacts, clean your contact case. Clean your contact case. Between everything.
Well, actually, in addition to contact cases, you have to get rid of them after a while because they're plastic. So they will eventually
you can soak them in peroxide and make them last longer too.
And also boiling water. So peroxide works, but you want to be careful. Make sure you rinse them off really good afterwards. Because I've gotten peroxide in my eye. Bless. Don't do it. But like putting them in boiling water just for even like 3 to 5 minutes will kill any bacteria, and then you can let them dry, and then nothing's going to cross-contaminate. That is a clean contact case.
Mm-hmm.
I agree with that. Like a lot of my friends do the boiling technique, so yeah.
Yeah, I do boiling water, or I use I have special soap that I use for removing makeup too, and it works just fine on plastic. So it gets all of the grime off and the little ridges, because you build up dirt and dust and like all kinds of stuff. But so we have plenty more to talk about, but I want to kind of give us a little break and like each person tell a funny contact story so that people know it's not horror. So Namae, let's start with you. What's your funny contact story?
I don't know if I really have a funny one because it's kind of horror.
Oh,
I'm sorry.
Yeah, of course it makes you laugh in the end. That's fine.
I've got one. So give you some time to think. But it's not a cosplay contact story because I wear contacts regularly. So I was so brilliantly making salsa. Yeah, you know where this ends. Making salsa and doing whatever, cutting the vegetables, cutting jalapenos. And then at the end of the night, I washed my hands like 8 billion times. At the end of the night, I took my contact lenses in. Oh my God, took my contact lenses out. And I was like, oh my God, am I gonna have to rip my eyeball out? Like it was burning so much. Guys, never, ever, 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 ever. Like I think I would have rather slept with my contact lenses in than to go through that. It must have been burning for like an hour. I was like, oh my God, do I need to go to the emergency room? Like I was like flushing my eyeballs and everything. It was horrible, guys. Never. If you wear contact lenses, please use gloves when cutting spicy things. Because it doesn't matter how many times you wash your hands, for whatever reason, it's always there. Yeah, it's always there.
Or use tools. I know you can buy tools. I just bought some from Pinky Paradise. They have like a suction cup tool and then a tweezer tool.
Yes.
So they're very helpful.
The tweezers don't freak me out. I'm like, I can't with tweezers. But the suction cup, yeah, that's a good idea. Maybe I should try that next time, but never again. I was like, I can't. If I'm gonna be like cutting things that day, I'll like, put my glasses on. It was horrible, guys.
Okay, I have a funny story that happened last night. So I'm getting all ready, and I've been pumped. I was gonna do Deku last week. Things happened, and so I was so excited to do Deku. And I was like, okay, well let me put everything out the night before because today's really busy for me. So I'm like, okay, I'll get everything prepped. And so I pulled my green contacts out, and my solution had dried out, and I was almost in tears because I thought my contacts were completely ruined. I did the rational thing and texted my partner who wears contacts and asked if I need to throw them away or if I could somehow reuse them. And so we both looked them over, and I felt them as I was like checking them out because I just wanted to make sure there was no abrasions, make sure there was no extra bacteria. So I scrubbed them really good with my solution, and I felt them over. They felt perfectly fine, like a normal healthy contact. They didn't dry out to the point of no return, but they needed to be rehydrated. And so as I was preparing them in the cage to do the hydrogen peroxide treatment, I ripped one of them. And you do not, no matter what, if you rip a contact, you throw that away. Like that means it has a ragged edge and it will ruin your eye. So I threw the contact away, and now I'm crying because I'm down a green eye and it's my only green contact. And so I was like freaking out last night going, what am I going to do? I was so excited about this costume. I guess I texted the group and I'm like, I'm not going to wear contacts tomorrow, guys. I'm sorry. But then I had the brilliant idea to do villain deku because I have red too. So that evolved into this beautiful masterpiece that I had so much fun putting on this morning. So actually losing my contact was a really great idea because I had so much fun. I've taken a million videos and TikToks today.
Nice.
So I'm so excited, but it was just a funny accident. Like I ripped my contact and like, I'm a pro cosplayer. This is normal. We do shit like this all the time and we got to just run with it. So remember, don't panic, have fun.
Yeah, I actually like the different contact lens look. It's really cool.
It was really fun. I enjoyed it. And they're both super pinkies, so they're the same type of contact, so they look really similar.
Nice.
Do you have a story,
All right.
Namae? Do you have a story?
I can't really think of any that aren't kind of bad, other than my mom. Whenever I put contacts in, she's like, "Okay, let me see," and she's like freaking out and everything. What color are they? Why do you put those in your eyes? And she did that when I put them on. She's like, "What color are they today?" And she thought they were green. I was like, "No, they're yellow." And she's like, "No, they look green to me." So my mom has a good freak out whenever she sees them.
We can take one of your stories when you can tell a story, and even if it's scary, I'll make a funny one after. How about that? We'll any story.
Okay. Well, this is kind of like the worst experience that I've had with at least buying online contacts. It was from XL Contact Lens. Do not buy from them. They are a scam company. But I bought them. They were cheap, and I should have known then because I waited and I waited. They finally came in, and they were from Europe, I believe. But the contact number was like in California. And I put them in, and like right away, my eyes were completely itchy. They felt heavy in my eyes. They were completely red. I had to take them out. I threw them away. They were awful. I tried contacting the company and nothing. I could not get a refund. So yeah, there are companies that will scam you. So definitely do your research before
They must be like a
company.
drop shipping company or something. Yeah.
Well, we'll give you the list of our preferred places. Don't worry.
Oh, yeah, I have my favorites now. Unicuso, Honey Color. I was like trying to remember it, and Yuki Paradise. So yeah, no, I just know stay away from them now.
Yeah, that is one thing too. When you're searching for contacts, check reviews. Go if it's a new company you've never heard of, or if you're doing it for the first time, Google their name and type reviews or scam and see how many links come up. And if there's a lot, do not buy from them. Like, just don't do it. And that's kind of a true thing for like a lot of cosplay stuff, because there are people now with this becoming so popular in the market, people are going to start counterfeiting stuff because why not, right? Right now I'm fighting AliExpress because they have my photo of Snow White up there that I made, saying that they're selling it for $20, and I'm like, there's no way, there's no way. And I also didn't give you permission to use my photo, so just understand that you're going to have to vet through a lot of things over time too. But yeah, so I'll just tell my funny story. At Emerald City Comic Con, I'm pretty sure it was last year. I think Aspen was with us, maybe, or were you after? No, you only went.
It was the year before. I had dinner with you guys last year, but I didn't know.
Right. Okay. So last year, Prue was with us, and it's a friend of ours, and she really wanted these contacts. They were cool contacts, but she did not know how to put them on. So I literally, after we tried for 30 minutes of attempting to have her put it in her own eye, she was really upset. And I was like, yo, I'm going to get behind you. So she's sitting on the toilet. I'm straddling the toilet.
Oh my God.
I'm sitting on the tank. And I'm like, putting it in her eye.
From behind.
Don't do a thing. Just stay still. I know what I'm doing. I'm a pro. Just stay still and look up. And she's like, okay. And within like 5 minutes, they're both in. She's like, they're in there. And I'm like, wait a second. And I was like rotating them. And I'm like, so yeah, apparently I know how to put contacts in other people's eyes too.
That's so weird.
Straddle a toilet.
That's literally how my partner had to put my holo contacts in the first couple of times. Is instead I kneeled on the ground though and looked up, and then she helped pop them in, which seems like a better method, maybe just a little, but only do that with somebody you totally trust and you know what they're doing. Like, my partner's been putting contacts in her whole life. I'm like, I trust her with my life. So
I don't think I'd be comfortable putting it in
contacts
other
for
people.
like 20 plus years. So yeah.
Yeah. Oh, I don't know if I could do that.
We've got comments, right, Jess?
Yeah.
Can I tell my horror story really quick just to help people be aware?
Please.
I'm trying not to scare people, but this will happen someday in your life, and I will tell you what I did to fix it. So I got my contact in, and it felt kind of funny, and like I could feel it shifting, and I'm like, okay, well, I'm just gonna put a little bit of liquid in it. So I grabbed a bottle, and I like lifted my eye and poured the liquid in, and it turned out to be a hydrogen peroxide ear cleaner I have because it's the same shit.
No.
I got hydrogen peroxide in my eye. I immediately ripped that contact out and threw myself into the shower. I'm a biology student, so I know how to flush my eyes out, and just immediately started pouring water in my eye. I spent half an hour flushing my eye out, which is what you're supposed to do. If you don't know how to do it before you wear contacts, look up a little video on how to flush out your eye. It's really highly recommended just for safety, even if you don't need it, know how to do it. But like I sat there for half an hour, I flushed out my eye. It still hurt like a bad word. I knew I had done something. And so I called my doctor immediately and was like, hey, I need to get in. Within 20 minutes, I had my best friend rush me to the doctor's office. They checked out my eye. I was very lucky because I knew what I was doing and I flushed out my eye. I didn't actually damage my eye at all. I worked so fast that I had no chance of getting the hydrogen peroxide actually to damage my iris or my pupil. And so the doctor gave me this really nasty goo that I had to put in my eye for like a week and a half later. That's like Neosporin, but I had to like put it in my eye 3 times a day to try to heal it because I did scratch everything, but not damaged it. And so please, if you're working with contacts, super clean fingers, make sure you have the proper solution sitting out with nothing else that you can possibly grab to put in your eye. Because when you're panicking as a cosplayer, you're going to put something in your eye and you think it's the first bottle you grab. Like, yeah, I've heard now, but just know, like, if you do get something in your eye, flesh it out, call your doctor. It's going to be okay.
I heard of like someone like vaguely like nail glue, because nail glue and eye drops, like make sure you don't have it near anything. Your eye drops are different. Your eye drops are gold.
Contacts first, then do your makeup. Like contacts, clean hands, clean surface, and then deal with messy stuff.
So I have a couple comments. So Voodoo says, I'm gonna chime in. One time at Sabo, I tried putting in contacts while Jasmine was helping. I didn't wash the makeup from my hands, so I had to flush out my right eye. Yes, very important. Anytime you're putting your contact lenses in, I always wash, even twice sometimes. So you want to make sure that.
Yeah, I've actually airbrushed my like inner corner of my eye, and thankfully it was the inner corner. Like basically, what happened was I have a trimmer in my hands. I've had it my whole life. Like, well, correction, since I had seizures, I've had the trimmer in my hands, and it usually is good, but there are times where there's no control, and out of nowhere went like this, and it was like, boom, I'm like, oh no.
Yeah. And then Bessica says, how do weighted contact lenses feel? I don't know if I can answer that because they feel normal to me. When I'm wearing non-weighted contact, like these are non-weighted, so these are not astigmatism, so these kind of move a little bit, but weighted contacts.
I can tell you how it feels because I day-to-day only wear weighted contact lenses because I have astigmatism in my right eye. So both of my contact lenses, plus, so I have
different ones.
I have really large eyes. Like I can open my eyes larger than I'm supposed to. So the weighted contact lenses actually help keep them on my eye. The thicker the contact, the better for me. And so the weighted contact lenses do not shift as much, and I feel like they suction better to your iris and your pupil, at least in my experience. And I don't have them getting caught on the underside of my eyelid, because I usually, when they're not weighted, they'll get caught right here somehow magically. One of my eyelashes will be like, goodbye, contact. And I don't know how that happened. So the contacts, which is most of Pinky Paradise and Unique Cell, most of theirs are actually weighted because to get the pigment they need, they have to use weighted contacts.
I see. Okay. Like I'm just like, I don't know. They feel normal to me.
Yeah. So what they're talking about is the things that you see like Spirit Halloween, or the stuff that you see like on like cheaper ones that
like the where they have a specific, or something.
Oh yeah. Well, this is similar to like astigmatism lenses, right? Because you have to put them in a certain way anyway. Like my astigmatism lens has a little like notch on the top. So
I have astigmatism in my right eye, and I've talked to my doctor about my contact lenses, and my curve, the shape of my eye is just minor enough to where I don't have to with most of my contacts I get from Pinky Paradise, I don't have to get a special lens for that eye. But there are some other ones that like I've shown and they recommend that they're like either don't wear these or just understand you're gonna have to buy 2 pairs because there's no way. So you just really have to pay attention to the maker and the brand and kind of consult with your doctor.
Yeah,
I have no experience with weighted contacts. I'm lucky. I just can wear anything and they feel fine.
Yeah. So I wanted to mention something because you, Kii-chan, you mentioned that you put your contact lenses in first and then makeup. I actually do it the other way around. So I do all the messy stuff first because I do a lot of makeup around my eyes too. And I have in the past, like a long time ago when I used to, wear makeup regularly and contacts regularly, I would get makeup in my contact lens, which then I would have to remove it, wash it, so so that happens to me. That used to happen to me a lot. So what I would do is I would do my whole face except for anything below my eye, so any liner or mascara. Wash my hands really, 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 really good, and then I would put my contact lenses in, and then I would touch up the makeup. Of course, like sometimes your eyes will water. That happens sometimes, but I would just touch it up. But that's how I do it. So my contact lenses go in last.
What do you do, Namae? Do you put them in first or last?
I put them in first and then the makeup.
Yeah, I put them in first, but that's also because I'm blind and these are like really high prescriptions. So it would be really funny to see me like do my makeup and I'm like gonna have to be like this close. Like basically I'm gonna put, this is how blind I am. If I am not within 3 inches of a reflective surface, I don't know what it is.
Yeah. I do my makeup really close. So I do have a hand mirror, even though there's a mirror in front of me, so I can do stuff. But I've just noticed that it's better for me. I do a lot of makeup around my eyes usually. So I've always had it where I'd get like eyeliner on my contact lens or even powder on my or eyeshadow. So I'd have to take it out, wash it again. And then, so it's for me, it's just easier to put it in last.
I feel like I've struggled so much that like if I can't get my contacts in, I want to make sure that's the first step I do, because if I can't get it in, that prepares me for the rest of the day.
That's true.
Also, I cry and I use a ton of like my eyes dry out really fast, and so I have to use a ton of the Renew, and so like I'm just getting really liquidy and very like wet, and so like if I did anything to my face, I would ruin it trying to put contacts in. So it's like I put those in, and if I can't get them in, I don't cry. I just go, okay. I think there was a couple streams ago I was supposed to put contacts in, and I just said no, I'm having a bad eye day, and so I just didn't put them in.
Yeah,
and that's
what happens. It's happened to me too. You're right. Like I've had it because again, I don't like my colored contacts are not astigmatism, so sometimes they don't fit properly, which is very bad. I know, guys, it's very, very bad. But it has happened where I put contact lenses in and it just my eyes just watered nonstop. Like God, I have to do my makeup over again. So yeah, it can happen. Don't stress yourself out if you can't get your contact lenses in, guys.
Yeah, I'm just going to start sharing photos. So we're getting to the point where if you have questions, please begin asking them because we will need to start answering them for you. But I'm going to start sharing photos. So we shared, I'm going to go back to, also, I love this one. I don't know. I love this photo of you, Namae. So let me pull this up real fast. Like, this is just, feels, look at this. It's gorgeous.
Oh, cute.
Yay! Your eyes were so red. They were amazing. I loved it.
I really love doing that shoot with you. Those were also newer contacts from Uniqso, and they felt so nice. I was so happy to do that shoot.
Yeah, my red ones are from Uniqso too as well. So they might be the same kind. Oh.
I'm like trying to find really cool. This is one thing I've noticed too. Like cosplayers, we always want to show like our whole costume. It's actually really hard to find like close-ups.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh, it's hilarious. I was like, wait, close up. Oh, wait, there we go.
Yay! Oh, I love this one because I wear one green and one blue contact lens.
Yeah.
I don't know if you can see it, but
This
I enhanced it a little bit with.
And that's the green.
Yeah, so those are fun. I actually lost one of them.
No!
I lost the really nice blue one that I had, so I need to replace my blue contact lenses.
Devastating.
I know.
Like,
I know the pain.
Yeah.
No, I had a lot of fun. I was really excited because like you can really see the difference having the two colors.
Yeah.
And so it's really exciting.
Anthony Lebron says, "Nice costumes. Thank you so much for tuning in. Thank you." Yeah. Do you have one of my Evelyn? Because that's like my favorite.
Yeah, I'm gonna look for that. I'll look for that next. Let me look. I'm pulling up one for Kii-chan now.
I only have like one costume with contacts, and that's my holo. So I'm sorry. Like, this is the first time I've ever actually worn these green ones, which is why it's so depressing. I already broke one.
Oh.
But that's because I just usually half the time I do a holo like usually on Fridays. And so I wear a contact on Friday and then I'm really tired. And so Saturday I'm like, screw this. I'm not going to wear contacts for the rest of the weekend. And so I only end up ever wearing the red ones. And then my other ones all get out of place. But I actually just bought a bunch of blue ones. I bought these really gorgeous blue ones that I can't wait till they come in because they're for Dobby and my Arabian Haru and I want to do pictures.
Yeah, so these are the yellow ones with depth. They've got like the different like depth, and that was really cool. And no prescription. So here I am, like, where's the photographer? No, I was kidding. But the funny thing is I got those like because she wears the pink sunglass things. I should have gotten those in like a prescription, but that would have been super expensive. So yeah, maybe not.
Yeah, it's fine. Fine.
So. Yeah, that was a lot of fun.
Another little thing to keep in mind, a recommendation for a cosplayer who's made mistakes before, always carry a contact case and some extra solution.
Oh, yes.
And so I have a little case that has all my tools and like little contact holders in it. And then I usually carry around a bottle, not just for me, but for all my other cosplayer friends, of stuff to help when your eyes dry out. So just a little bit of a hydrator. And then I also just have everything. So if you get to a point in the middle of the day where your eyes are just done, go to the bathroom, wash your hands, take your contact lenses out, put them in the case, then they're going to be safe and you can keep them in your bag. I just can't recommend that more. I don't know how many times I've been stuck at the convention center running panels or doing something when I needed to pull my contacts out. So like, just bring them with you. It's worth it.
No, that's a very, very good point. I mean, any contact lens wearer, like, if even you work daily, carry with them, a small bottle of solution. And you can even buy like little travel cases where you can like fill a little bottle of solution and then a little contact case. So especially if you don't wear contacts regularly, you're going to want to take them out like during the event.
I'm ripping these out as soon as I'm done.
Yeah, me too. Yeah. So make sure you guys do that. I want to share my aerial because I never thought I would look good with blue eyes. Can I share that?
Yeah, is it not popping up?
No, it is. It is. So, like, whenever you put a costume on and you have no makeup or anything, you're like, I look really weird. But then when you put all the makeup and the wig and the contact lenses, like this is the blue ones that I lost one from. So this is the good pair that I got from, I think it was Unique. So, it's like, I always think I'm like, how would I look with blue eyes? And there you go. So I actually was quite pleased with this. Yeah, this is and I have brown eyes, like the brownest eyes ever. So yeah, just wanted to share that.
Another comment. Sorry, I keep thinking of things that like I wish I knew when I started. And shipping. Contacts take a while. Most websites take a long time to get to you. I'm 7 out of my 21 days away from getting my contacts that I ordered, and so like I'm very excited. And it's worth the wait though because I'm buying from a website I trust and contacts I like, so I know it's 100% worth the wait. But know that they can take a while. So when you're ordering your wig and stuff, maybe think about ordering the contacts around the same time.
Yeah, those should be one of the first things you order for your cosplay.
So we have a question about like some recommendations. I know Kii-chan's made some. I'm also going to recommend that you have like hand sanitizer or soap, preferred soap, because hand sanitizer has alcohol in it. So, but some way that if you don't have access to a bathroom, always have a mirror and some way of washing your hands on you, and then eye drops, right, along with that little case. Because if you're in a situation where, like, I was in a situation where I was wearing a Namae from Star Wars, which is this white alien with these crazy white eyes and these black marks all over their face, and I was sweating so much because it was 113 degrees that day that at the end of the day I didn't notice that the makeup was like right on the verge of getting into my eye. So I sat in my car, and the motion of sitting down, I felt it leak into my contact. Woo! It was one of those things that, like, my friend who carried my stuff, I forgot to get it from her. So without even thinking, I was like, well, it's not my dominant eye. So I just ripped the contact out, flushed it to the best of my ability, and drove home with one contact. So make sure that you have something immediately, even if you keep it in your car. Don't keep the solution in your car if you're in a hot area. That will not end well. But if you're in a cool area, it's okay. But just keep something with you that you can always at some point, use, because weird stuff will happen. And all of a sudden you're like, what do I do?
Yeah, because if you don't have any solution and you need to get that contact lens out, get it out. Like you gotta throw it away. Like your eye is more important than even if that was an
I
expensive
missed my
pair of contact
contact.
lenses. Yeah,
Yeah,
your eyes
no,
are super, super important. So if you don't have the things you need, like you can't go buy them, like just throw the contact away. Like I know it sucks, but your eye is much more important than that contact lens. So yeah.
I'm going to start going through and Namae, what advice do you have for people about contacts, both positive and negative, and just kind of like this is what you should do?
Well, I want to bring up something that Jessica had mentioned earlier with falling asleep with contacts. That is very, very dangerous. Try not to ever fall asleep with contacts, yes. If you get tired, take out your contacts first, or if you're going to take a nap, because you never know if you're going to doze off and everything, because you could end up going to the hospital. That's so fun. So don't fall asleep when you have contacts, and make sure you definitely like you've all said, wash your hands before, make sure that they're clean, and definitely make sure that they're not past the expiration date. You're still putting them in, and clean the contact cases, and just try to keep your eyes safe and healthy so you can keep putting those contacts in.
Yeah, very good. Yeah, especially if you fall asleep with your contact lenses, you're highly likely increasing the chance of it drying to your eyeball. Can you imagine that? Like a contact lens sticking to your eyeball, like that sucks. Yes, I'm sure people like regular contact lens wearers have fallen asleep with them. I've done it, it's not good. If you ever realize that you do, take them out immediately. But yeah, it's really bad, especially like cosmetic lenses because of all that paint and stuff, and ooh, that's even worse. I can't even imagine. I've never fallen asleep with colored lenses in, but those are spooky.
So someone asked about large contacts. So if you're going to wear a contact that covers the whole eye, really there are only two places I recommend. Pinky Paradise, they're going to be expensive. They're going to be $99 to $200, but they last a year and they have been vetted. Or Sam Hain, I don't know, whatever.
He's awesome. Oh my God, they're so expensive.
So these are also very expensive. They last a year as long as you take very good care of them. But understand, you cannot wear these for more than 4 hours. So people say that they've worn them for 8 hours, and then all of a sudden they start having visual problems that they never had before. That's because you cannot wear these for more than 4 hours. There's literally they literally give you warnings about these and say, hey, if you're going to wear these for extended periods of time, please put them on, then give your eye at least an hour break. So if you have to wear it for 8 hours, then make sure you have a break in between where your eyes can breathe. Because what's happening is this is covering your full eye, and your eye actually needs to breathe. And you're basically preventing it from oxygenating.
Yeah. So yeah, be careful, guys, with your eyeballs.
And these are okay. These are medically made. They do have they have some mesh in them that it's not like what you think of with clothing mesh. It's a bit different. So it does let your eye breathe a little bit, but it's not as much as it needs. So that's why you only have that 2 to 4 hour limit, and then you need to get a break.
Yeah,
but
definitely.
these are, when you're putting these in, just understand you're going to have to hold both sections of your eye. You're going to put in either this corner first or the left. So you're going to start at the corner. You're going to slide it in, and then you're going to have to push it in, and then you're going to tuck underneath both of your eyelids. So if you're not comfortable with touching your entire eye and sliding something in, you should never wear these. And just understand that maybe instead you get something called a dolly eye. I'll pull those up in a second. But Pinky Paradise, Unique So, and Honey Color all have something called the dolly. And the dolly eye is meant to enlarge your eye without being too crazy. So let me see if I can find this.
They have like the big ring, yeah. So there's this weird thing. I don't know if any other contact lenses wearers have done this, but I've actually I've pinched my eyeball. So painful. Has anyone else done that? Oh my God.
Get them out.
I pinched the top layer of my eyeball. It was the worst experience of my life.
Just know if you're gonna be touching your eye and doing stuff with your eye, things might happen. So just be careful.
I think those are the ones I have.
Yeah, the enlarging eyes, honestly, and when I say enlarging, these are big. I've worn these. I've worn the sclera, which isn't the full sclera. This is like a half sclera. So this one, they only have customer photos. Oh well. But they have basically, you still see the whites of the eye. So it's like a half sclera. and it's a lot better than a full sclera, which is really hard. And those purple contacts I showed earlier, like on a picture of me, like these are also like really enlarging.
I like those, the anime style ones.
I would just suggest going with an enlarging, getting most of the color there, and then you can Photoshop the corners, because that's a lot easier. If you're not willing to take out the contact after 4 hours.
Yeah, I would not recommend sclera for anyone that's not very contact lens experienced. I wouldn't even probably do them.
I've worn them for 5 to 10 years before you touch a sclera. I've been wearing contacts for 20 years, and I'm still scared of sclera.
I wouldn't do it either.
And it's mostly because it's very uncomfortable. So you're literally taking up your whole eye.
Get used to having something in your eye for a while before you shoot for the moon.
And the biggest thing is it puts pressure on your tear duct, and there's really no way to avoid that. So understand that you're going to have really uncomfortable tear ducts afterwards. They might even be sore. So that's weird. Okay, so we're getting near the end. Let's go ahead and go around and talk about where everybody can be reached. We'll start with Namae.
You can find me on Facebook, Namae's Cosplays, Namae. And then I'm mostly active on Instagram, also Namae's Cosplays. I have a Twitter, but I never use my Twitter. And mostly Instagram, so.
I think Twitter's not very popular with cosplayers. I don't know, as far as I can tell.
I rarely post on there. I'm sorry.
We're more about pictures.
I'm Kii-chan Cosplay, and you can find me as Kii-chan Cosplay on Facebook, or Kii-chan _ cosplay, as my name tag is, on Instagram. My quick little bit of advice is be patient with yourself, especially if you're new with it. It literally took me like a whole year and watching a million videos to learn how to put a contact in, and take less than an hour. So like, take your time, do some research, practice when you're not getting in cosplay a handful of times, just to get used to them and wearing them outside of like pictures and cons, because the stress of con and like knowing you have to get ready at a certain time, like that will just make you cry. It's not worth it. Get used to having them in, get used to putting them in, and then at the con it'll be way easier. But that's my little tidbit, so just be patient with yourself.
Yep. I would say, guys, if you've never put contact lenses in before, to kind of like piggyback on Kii-chan, is do not wait until getting ready for the convention to put them on. I would say at least like a week before, put them on a couple times, take them out a couple times. You need to be comfortable with them before you actually, put them on to wear. And then wear them around for a little bit. And please be safe. Like it's not like a makeup you throw on your face and wash off. Like it's going in your body. So be safe. Make sure you're doing everything that you should be doing. Do not shortcut when it comes to contact lenses. And where to find me? I have a website called JinxCosplay.com, and on social media I am the JinxCosplay. So yeah.
And the easiest way to reach me is ThermoCosplay.com. Just www.thermocosplay.com.
And Sam, we have CosTalk Live is working on a website, right?
Oh yeah.
Yay.
So I know that you've been working on that. How's that coming?
So I have the website up. The DNS is still not pointing properly, so you're just going to have to go to this link. But even if you go to CosTalkLive.com, it'll still take you to ThermoCosplay, and there's a little thing that pops up and says, here's where you go to CosTalk. So you still can make your way there. There just seems to be some DNS issues. But here's one of them. You can go straight to CosTalk Live here, and then I will post the other link.
Wherever your comments are.
We have like 2 sites. One is the name of me, and one is an actual website. So
yeah, so we stream every Sunday, guys, 12 p.m. Pacific Daylight Time, which is also Arizona time, and we stream on 3 platforms. We stream on Facebook Live, YouTube Live, and Twitch. So please follow us on those platforms. And if you go, eventually what we want to do is when you go to CosTalkLive.com, you can click on one of those links. So it'll be really easy to find us. So again, guys, thank you so much for those that tune in every week. We love you so much, and share us with your friends. Message us if you have any ideas or guests. We'd love to hear from you
If
guys.
you have more questions, please.
Please. So thank you so much, guys. And thank you to Namae Cosplay for being our guest.
Thank
Bye.